and welcome. I am Civilin and this is Evil Genius. Are you feeling evil? Because I might not be feeling like a genius, but I'm definitely feeling evil now. I think it is time for us to leave this place. Leave this island. Oh, we successfully stole a thing. Good. I will look for that in our base very quickly. Because we can take the Uber loot with us. So, it is time for us to head to a new island, and I think this large group of scary-looking soldiers is a real indicator of that whole thing. So, we shall be heading to a new island. Now, before we do so, there are things which we may do here. Now, when you destroy an object, I'm pretty sure you get some money back. Actually, let's check using this in-game information thing. You will not receive... Okay, I take it back. You do not receive a refund. In that case, there is no point in us demolishing our things before going to a new island. We will not be able to take any of this with us, and so, I mean, that'll be fine then. So, is there anything we want to do first? I don't believe so. I think we're just kind of good to go, really. So let's go ahead and leave this place and go to a new island. Once the procedure is initiated, it cannot be aborted. It is time for us to abandon a diabolical home. Our minions are now starting to evacuate the base. They will pack up loot items and make their way to the depots. When we are ready to leave, select our evil genius and right-click on the depot. Our evil genius will make their way to the depot. When our evil genius reaches the depot, they will leave the island with everyone and everything in the depot. Anyone left behind will be lost. So, it is time for us to take our nefarious selves and start to move towards the exit. Someone has abandoned Jetchan in the corridor here, which could be dangerous, but I think it will be fine. We are gathering up our loot. There is still a load of money left. I don't know if we need to take the money to the depot. And we have kind of been left behind here, but it's okay. Our bodyguards are all right. And I'm just going to let everyone else go to the depot. Just, you know, people don't tend to attack the evil genius that much when they see them. I mean, they do a bit. We are so slow. I didn't plan ahead. We are so slow. Fortunately, there's a bit of a pile up here, which is actually a good thing, I think. Right, and we will remove these people from the world map once we get to our new place, but we won't bother for now. Let's see. Oh, well, good thing we're leaving, Katerina Frostinova. Yeah, no, we're not here. We're so not here. This island is full of super agents. It's a terrible place, and we're leaving because I don't want to be here. Because it's full of people that I don't want to... Why are we... Let's just take the most dangerous possible route. It's okay, though. It's taking our minions forever to actually, like, get through. Oh, no, she's being stealthy. Look, just... You're assassinating someone. Please don't assassinate anyone. Jeez. Why would you do that? Who are you assassinating? Why are you assassinating them? Please don't. I mean, we're leaving. And I need this looks like some loot, so I definitely want to wait until that's in the depot. We ourselves are going to loiter here. We've got our henchmen here. I think Jetchan's woken up, which is fine. Just don't murder me, Jetchan. We're gonna slowly make our way over. Why is Jubei taking damage? Who is shooting Jubei? Ah, her. Right, Jubei, leave. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Leave. Flee. Flee. When she said assassinating... Yeah, we're leaving everyone behind. We're really leaving. We're really leaving. Really, very leaving. Please leave. Please leave. Okay, there we go. We're fine. Everything is fine. No one is dead. I am not dead. Jubei is dead, and I'm really sad because Jubei's the best. Jubei's the best. And my negligence and my confusion and my failure to pay attention to my surroundings has killed Jubei, and it is my fault. And I do feel sad, but it's okay. We have a lot of other... We are pausing this instantly. We have got a lot of other minions. We've also got an AI supercomputer. So welcome to our new home. Is it not delightful? It is delightful. We have unlocked a bunch of stuff. That's very nice. So here we've got one entrance. We've got a sort of dock thing. And then over here is where we have spawned. All of our loot has spawned here, which we're going to need to get that inside as fast as is possible. Helipad over here. And then this is our shiny new base. So we've got this nice area in the middle for all of our secret projects. And we've got a lot of places where we can put entrances. Now, this is good. There's going to be quite a bit of planning going on here. So if you're here for that, good. Because we're about to just kind of sit down and do a lot of thinking. So the first thing we want to consider is where do we want our entrances to be? And how many entrances do we want to have? I think we should have multiple entrances for definite. And the reason that I think that is because before, when we've had multiple super agents coming at us, it's been really useful to just be able to have a bunch of different entrances. So we're just going to place some entrances to guide us, because then we can sort of divert traffic around, say, large groups of soldiers, all that kind of stuff. And then, so if we have one here, and then we want one a bit of a distance away, this is, and I think we should have a sort of secure area. So if we make this part of our base, we'll put an entrance here, because there's lots of room for traps if we put it here, which is nice. I like traps. So we'll put one here, and then we've got room for traps all around here. And then we will put one here, which we'll probably use more because it goes over to the helipad. And then we've got a decent amount of room here. I've got some trap designs that I kind of want to do, so that'll be good. And then down here can be a sort of, I think this could be a fully isolated trap area. We'll see how the base develops. We're not gonna plan it out. Well, we are gonna plan it out. This is gonna be a planning. I hope you like watching the game be paused and watching me plan, because that's what this is gonna be. I had a good tip from a commenter that I should put high security doors in front of low security doors. Was that it? It was something like that. Regardless, that was a good tip. I will do that. So we're just going to start. We're going to have a super basic entrance trap corridor. And by super basic, I mean we're just going to put wind traps here in these two spots. And then the wind traps will blow this way. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to finish this corridor first, I think. So we'll just commit that so that it counts as a room. And then we can add a separate corridor so that we can just build this in order rather than doing it. So we'll just have wind traps here, gas traps at the end, and it'll be just a super basic entrance trap. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. In fact, we could combo it. So we'll have a super basic entrance trap. It will slowly kill the people that enter it, but that's okay. So I might actually do it shaped like this, because I like having the little overhang for the wind trap bits, but I don't think we have room without redesigning this. So this is going to be our tiny little trap, and we're gonna quickly put these things here. Now, these traps, we're not gonna have too much general trap activation going on. Well, we are gonna activate the traps, obviously. I should have really finished my research before I came to this island, shouldn't I? Anyway, we will drain their smarts. So we'll put one here, and we'll put one at the end here. There we go, and it's just a nice cheap and cheerful entrance trap to our base, and we'll just put a normal door on it because we've got quite a lot of money to start off our new base, but we haven't got all the money, you know, and traps, especially the wind trap components, really add up fast, so let's not go crazy on them. Now, we're going to build a super mega loop trap here, and so most of these traps I'm not adding triggers to yet, and the reason for that is there is something I would very much like to research, so that I can make traps that repeat without needing any components in here, which should make our base way secure. I think in many ways the second island is easier than the first for this reason. So I would quite like a forever trap. Now, if you have a wind trap, right, they make the agents just go flying. So the agents fly around in a loop. That's what the wind traps do. Actually, let's just add another little trap corridor here, can we? Shall we? Of course we shall. I love tiny little weird trap. Oh, it doesn't quite fit. You know what? Well, actually, that's because it's not connected to this one. We might come back to that. Actually, I'm going to just shift this all over by 1. I'm not sure how big this should be. It's taking up quite a lot of space as is. But that's kind of okay. So what I want is, so wind traps, they blow people around, right? They keep them super, super busy, which is good. But what they do is they blow people, if they blow people into walls, then the people take damage, basically. So you can kill people with these wind traps, because this one will probably, especially these ones here, they'll smack into the wall, they'll take a little bit of damage and eventually die. But what I want is like a forever trap. A trap where they walk in, they get stuck, and then they're there now. They live there now. This is where they are. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. Which means, I'm just trying to figure out how best to do this, because I want them to enter and then immediately get blown into the trap. But I also want a little bit of a corner like this to make it harder for them to leave. I think this should be sufficient, because they'll probably wander down here. Maybe we should put like some bait over here. Maybe if we make it like this, and then we'll just have this be a room with a high security door and nothing in it. Absolutely nothing in it. Maybe just more traps in there. Although I don't really want too many doors, because I think soldiers can shoot at doors. And this one, I want this to be like a soldier-proof trap. Yeah, we might do something with this. I'll leave this here as an option, and I might just fill it with nerve gas traps. But just a little bit of interest, and also it just feels nice to use the space. It feels like such a waste of space to leave all this open. So yeah, I think we'll just have to, maybe we should just do it like this. Yeah, so they'll walk in, they'll immediately get blown in, and then they'll just get blown round and round and round in loops. I'm not sure what the distance should be. Does it say? Does it tell me if I look at like wind traps? Let me see. So if I go over here to the wind machine traps, does it tell me how far they get? The jet of wind has a limited range, but how limited is the range? Well, you know what? This is probably going to be fine. It would be nice if I could line it up perfectly, which I've done before. Last time I was on this island, I figured out how far jet traps would blow people, and then they just got blown in a loop, and it was hilarious. But I don't think we can do that this time. So I think we'll just do it like this, and I think that'll be, no, I'm just going to have a tiny bit further. Just not that. Let's just edit this. We're just going to take it a tiny bit further before we put the entrance. There we go. I'm happy with that. So they'll just get blown around in a loop, and it'll be great. That'll be really good. So this is going to be our other trap room. And once again, I'm just going to put a standard door on there for now. Once again, we are not going to actually connect this up or build it yet. A lot of our traps we're going to be waiting for later. Yeah, and let's put the traps in. So we are going to have wind machine traps here. That one was not placed correctly. That is like not where we want to put these at all. That's blowing them out of the room. That is the opposite. Damn it. Why do I do this? Okay, there we go. Now, then we want to just blow them around in a loop using wind machines. Should we go clockwise or anti-clockwise? Let's go anti-clockwise. I just think that's the way to go. I'm feeling the anti-clockwise vibes. So they'll get chucked around anti-clockwise, which will be good. And then we will throw some nerve gas traps in here. So, I mean, this sort of arrangement seems good. And let's fill this random little middle room with it, because I don't know what else to do with this room. And we'll just put them around. We're not going to make it symmetric or beautiful or evenly... should we? Actually, we are. Because the key thing here is that we really want these nerve gas traps will drain their smarts, which will mean they're too stupid to escape the trap. It's going to be a vicious cycle, a vicious trap cycle. I don't really know. But the point is... Oh, they're not all lined up the same way. That's going to upset some people, but not me. So, yeah, this room's paused for now. Good. So, we've got this entrance corridor, and we've got two rather delightful-looking traps coming right off of it immediately. And then we're going to have a little corner, I think. Yeah, we'll have a little corner. And then, because I want to hide the main entrance to our base behind a corner, basically. And for that, we will have a low security standard door tucked back like this. And then we will have a high security field barrier door right behind that. That is not gonna, that's not gonna line up nicely. So, now I have to move things around because the game doesn't acknowledge that the previous item has been moved. Does that make sense? Like the door is blocking me from moving itself. Anyway, so this is going to be our first entry corridor, and I think that's a pretty good start. Now we do want to get our strong room down quite quickly so that we can throw all our loot in it. But I think this is going to be a mostly planning and trap building episode. So fair warning right there. This is going to be good fun. Hopefully we can keep people... I think you can only have so many enemies on the island at once. So if you can get a big trap like this that holds people for ages without killing them, then that means fewer other agents will come to your island because there's already a bunch of agents there. That's kind of... I think that's true. Also, we get money. But that's the basis I'm operating under here. So now we shall build some more traps over here. So entry corridor, pretty standard. We'll just start with something. So that is queued up. And now, we could actually extend this, right? We could put a little trap. We could just do a little, let's add a little cheeky entrance trap here. So I'm just going to put this here as a little extension to the corridor. And then in there, I'm going to put, not this, I'm going to put some trap things. We're just going to put like some laser trip beam. Oh, there's not really room, is there? Can I move this along by one? I can. So what we're going to do is I think we should just have a generic field barrier door here, just for basic security. And then we will have a laser tripwire here. And then next to the laser tripwire, so I think we're, in general, as a base, going to try and drain people's smarts. So does this drain smarts? That's attention. That's not what we want. So I think, because you got to really focus a bit here. Confusing pop-up trap. Sapping their smarts. Yes, okay, so confusing pop-up traps. We are just going to pop 2 down here. Because this might go off and capture some of our minions in them, but it's okay, because draining their smarts, that's quite easy to resolve. Just a nice little entry smart draining trap. And then we will... Actually, we're going to finish this corridor here. We'll start a new corridor so that we don't have to build it right away. And then I think we'll have some kind of trap room here. And we're going to go... I think we're going for a similar principle with a lot of our traps, which is just... we're just going to tuck this like this. We're just going to have wind traps, and then we're going to have smarts draining things. And that's going to be the basics, really. And then we're going to set up some repeaters to trigger them, and that's going to be about what we do here, to be quite honest. So we'll put traps. Perfect. So that's this cute little trap room done. Just nice and easy. We're going for sort of a lot of low effort traps, just because then the chances that an agent will wander through any individual door, if we just have loads of tiny traps, I just feel like it's more efficient in terms of getting agents stuck in them. It's more expensive to build, but it's fine. So let's go ahead. We will bring this corridor around here. And then let's have another trap off here next to this first trap. That sounds good. Or maybe we could put one over here. I think we've got quite a way to go. Yeah, I think maybe we should aim. Let's have a number. Let's have like 3 traps off each corridor before the base proper. Maybe. That sounds like a good number. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop this around here, like this, and then I'm going to bring it down. And the reason that I'm going to do that is that means down here I can do one of our classic corridor situations, right? Of confusion and sadness. But not our sadness, the sadness of the agents that try and invade our base. Because then I can do something like this and then fill it with doors. And it will be thoroughly delightful in so many ways. This does not quite line up neatly, and that makes me sad. Let's add another little tiny trap here. So we're just going to add another little laser trip beams, and then what do we want? Confusing pop-ups. And we're gonna, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, but we're still gonna line them up the right way because it matters to me. So there, we've got more smart straining stuff here, just to use up that little space. And then we will build off this way, I think, another trap. What kind of trap should we build? Yeah, I'm just really sticking with quite a boring formula here, aren't I? Let's have a, I don't really want murder traps. That's the thing. I think we will go for just another, you walk down here, you turn the corner, and then your smarts get drained. I think that's just what we're gonna do. It's basic, it's easy, it's what I have found to be most effective. I know, we're building a lot of these traps similarly. We will add some more interesting ones later, but these are the first line of defense for our base. So I really want to make these ones something that will be effective. And I think this kind of trap is the most effective kind of trap. So that's what we're going to go for. We're going to just go for a little easy peasy trap thing here. And we will, on this corridor, we will add a load of doors. Because do you not love doors? I love doors. We're going to add a load of high security doors, and one of them will be low security, but I don't think the agents will realize. I don't think they'll catch on. Actually, let's not build this as a separate room. We're just going to extend this onto this room because I would like a few more, I think. It's so effective. It's such a time waster. It's all about delaying tactics. And then this one at the end will be our actual base entrance, I think. And I think around here we'll get into the base proper, so that's good. So we'll just extend it a little tiny bit. I'm just gonna add a little loop maybe. No. This is now the base proper. I'm gonna extend the corridor a tiny bit and then it will just go up. It doesn't really need to go up. We can just put a big room here. We'll bring it out and then we'll bring it up a bit so that we can put maybe 2 rooms here. I think there's a good size for 2 rooms here. And then we'll just extend it down. And that can be part of our big main base. Perfect. So, this is our delightful little corridor of traps. Now, we are going to add a second door here, a field barrier door, which is going to be hidden and super high security and all of that good stuff. Now, over here. We're definitely just going to develop one of these base entrances for now. So you see how I've built this big corridor here. We're not actually going to build that corridor. One of these entrances is going to be a dummy entrance, at least at the start, while we get all our basics up and running. And then later on, we'll probably expand. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. That's unfortunate. It's fine. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. We're going to fix it. And we're just going to stay happy and optimistic because we are in a new base. And it's quite nice. It's a really nice part of the game. I love it. Like, it's just, you get a fresh start, you know? Anyway, so I said one more trap before the long corridor of confusion. And so what we're going to do is this will be the long corridor of confusion in classic style. That's not going to work, but this will. So we'll go for a few new secret options. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Because we do need space to actually get into this area, but I don't think this will be the way that we do it. Let's add one more, and then we can extend downwards a little bit, and this will be the entrance to our base proper. So, we will go ahead and throw doors all along here, because most of our traps are not going to be ready until we've got a certain amount going on in the rest of our base, until we've researched the things that will let me make a repeater so that these traps can be automatically triggered. That's kind of the point of all of them, which makes them way more effective than regular traps. Because, you know, agents tend to blow up things like pressure plates, which is very unhelpful of them, and I don't appreciate it. Let's just have a little diversionary corridor here. Speaking of that, let's have like a vintage trap corridor here. We'll put a door on it. We'll lock the door aggressively. And then we'll just put some cute little, let's just get like laser trip beams, and then we'll maybe, see, all these fire traps are very, very expensive. So let's just maybe have a bunch of these, and then a bunch of confusing pop-up traps, because confusing pop-up traps are less expensive than all of the other traps. And maybe I would quite like to upgrade this to a kill corridor later. Maybe replace these with fire traps, but for now this should be more than sufficient. So, we've got our basic base entrances up. We've got 3 traps off each. So now we have to decide which one we want to build on first, because I'm sort of thinking one of them just stays as a dummy entrance for now, and then we will build up later. Well, this one is closer to the helipad, but it is, I believe, further from the docks, whereas this one is kind of in between for both. I might build off this entrance first, especially because, that entrance has more of the traps that don't need repeaters. I forgot to build a 3rd trap off here. Again, we're just going to build something super basic, just like wind trap based. It's just gonna be cute, easy, simple, cheerful, cheap, a load of other words that will describe similar things, because they're not cheap. It's not cheap, because these wind traps are so expensive, but they're worth it. They are definitely worth it. And then we'll just put a bunch of these here. We'll put 1 here, and that'll be good. So here we go, fully kitted out base trap entrances. We will add more traps later. I know you love traps, you the audience. You might not actually. You might not love traps. You might be like, oh, this is so boring. Stop making traps. Stop making base. So what I've done here is accidentally killed off most of this space, but it's okay. I think I might have this space here be my sort of ultimate security space. So what I'll do is I will build these corridors sort of downwards first, and then we can build across this with a little bridge. So we'll build a little bridge across here, and then our ultimate lair and strong room and stuff will be here, and only accessible via going through the entire rest of our base. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that'd be quite nice. But yes, so let's start. This one has a lot of easy space near it. I think we'll start over here. Actually, no, we're going to start over here. This is going to be the first main area of our base. So we will bring a corridor down, and we're just going to have some of the basics over here. I'm actually going to extend that corridor sideways, but not like that. I'm going to extend it sideways, but like a further down kind of sideways, because then we've got room for like a decent sized pile of rooms over here. So we've got a bunch of rooms we need to build. So let's just take a quick look. I'm thinking we start with a temporary strong room at least. So I'm going to put that on the agenda just for like down here. Just a temporary strong room and somewhere to keep our loot. So that will be our first temporary strong room. We will demolish it later. I think it's worth spending the money on a temporary strong room. Staff room, we will make a moderate sized staff room. I think we will probably have more than one staff room for the sake of making our staff members not have to walk super far to restore their needs, because they're definitely going to get caught in the traps. And that's another reason we're having a staff room here, so that we can fish our minions out of these traps, put them in the staff room with minimal effort. So that's good. Now, what else do we need? Archives, similar thing of minions over here are going to take stat damage. So it would be nice for them to have a way to restore their stats that is moderately near the entrance. And then also we're going to have a small freezer. Because freezers, I like to have a lot of small ones. It just makes sense, doesn't it? I think it does. So we'll just put one freezer rack and one door on that. We'll put doors on all of these because I like having doors in my base, because it just helps control the flow of everything. And we'll put a heavy door here. Now, that looks pretty good for a little starting thing. We're also going to need a barracks before long, and the entrance area is a very good place to put a barracks. So we will go ahead, and I'm going to start with one that's this size, and then once we destroy the strong room, I will expand it this way to take over the strong room too, because you do want a decently sized barracks. And I'm going to extend this corridor down next to the barracks, and I'm also going to extend the barracks so that it actually has an entrance, because that sounds useful, does it not? Do I want to extend it a little bit downwards? I do. I think I do, because there's this little bit of hard rock here that we can't dig through, so I might as well put the barracks right up next to it so that it's part of the wall, so that we're sort of using that. Then in the barracks we will throw down What is the equipment storage rack? Yeah, more minions, less space. So we're definitely going to use that because space is at a bit of a premium. So let's see. How should we arrange these? Put them here, 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 here. Yeah. So we'll do it like this. And we will rotate. And there we go. This is a fairly efficient use of space. We're not going to have bunks in there. We'll put some bunks in there once we've taken over this temporary strong room. For now, though, it should be fine. Speaking on a related note, where are we? I don't think we've arrived yet. I want to check our health. I don't know if our health will have replenished between islands, and we were quite low on health last time I checked. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, this looks like a good starting point for our base. Let's just get all of the basic rooms up first. All of the important rooms. So armories, training rooms. Training room is critical. I think we're going to put our training room... Well, the training room can be tucked back here, actually, I think. Because it takes up a ton of space, right? This will give me... I need to bring the corridor around to it. But it will give me plenty of space for my minion training. Yes. And I can sort of expand it round down the bottom here, I think, so it'd be quite good. Actually, what I'm going to do is I will extend this down, but then I will build this next bit of corridor separately so that I can destroy it later if I want, in order to expand the training room, because I think that should be good for now on the training room. Because we just need enough to replenish our minions, because they will probably start dying very, very quickly, knowing my track record. What other rooms do we need? We definitely need a control room. And I think this is quite an obvious place to have a control room. I'm not going to make it massive. I normally make it excessively big. But we're going to not do that. But we might as well join it up to this corridor. But we'll shape it like this. I think that looks good. And that will give us... Honestly, that seems like a bit much. We'll just do this. And then it's connected to the corridor, which I kind of like having for my control rooms, if I'm being honest. Maybe we'll build it like that. And then we'll use this space for something else. And we can extend the corridor sideways. So actually, let's do that so that we know where the corridor is going. The corridor is going this way, if you were wondering. Perfect. So now we've got a basic little starting area, and I think we'll throw the armory and stuff up later. That's actually not critical for me right now. We will need to do security cameras. We will need to do a whole bunch of stuff, basically. But I think we are about ready to unpause and start building this, and that will happen next time. I have been Seville, and this has been Evil Genius. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.